The other day I was fishing on the beach with my 5-weight, and the flies that I had tied up for my 6 were just a little bit too heavy and big to handle the snook action down there. So I decided to tie up something real quick, real simple, in order to fish with my 5-weight a little bit more effectively and get a little better distance. What I've started off with is a VMC hook, the 7106BN size 2, and I've got white Flymaster thread. I've threaded down the hook and back. And the next step is a half a length folded of Enrico fiber. This is the 3D white. With this, you want a little bit more than you normally would with most bait fish, because we're not going to tie but 2 clumps of fiber onto this hook in order to get my little bait fish profile. I'm going to fold that across the hook, match the ends. I'm going to tie that in. Now I need a gill, so red silky fibers. Again, small bundle. Going to fold it across, and I'm going to tie it right directly on top. Then I'm going to cut it just about the hook length. Okay, the next step is again a half a length of the 3D pilchard color. This is like a chartreuse 3D blend. And I'm going to tie that directly on top of what I've already got there. So that's my profile. Now, the next step, this is one of the Enrico brushes. This particular one is a combination of flash fiber and the Enrico fiber. Oh, don't forget, put a little glue right on your jam knot there. Now I'm going to tie this wire right alongside, just in front of my jam knot from the previous steps. And I'm going to bring it right up to the front of the hook. Now you can see this is a mess. What I'm going to do is stroke the fibers back so they're all one direction, so I can lay the metallic wire right down on the hook, each time kind of stroking back. It's one complete wrap. It's 2, kind of stroking the fibers out so they get where they're supposed to be. Stroke this back again, and there's a 3rd. Okay, I'm going to tie that off. Okay, whatever you do, don't cut this wire with your scissors. I got a very gate shears here. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to put a few more wraps on the head. Build up my head a little bit. And we're just about done here. Okay, I'm going to whip finish. Kind of stroke the fibers out a little bit. And a little bit of glue right there in the front. Now, I need to put some eyes on this. But first, I'm going to do a little trim job. You got to have a fairly decent sized pair of scissors for this. These are a little small actually. I'm going to trim up. Kind of bring this up just a little bit. Okay. Turn it over. And again, I'm going to start right from the point and trim a little bit. Then sparse it down just slightly so you can see there's a little taper there. Comes to a nice point. Turn that little tag end. Okay. Now, put it back in the vise. And you can see about where the jam knot was for the original Enrico fibers. I'm going to use Fletch Tight to glue on a couple of 3/16 inch chartreuse eyes. Bring that in, dab it right down to the hook shank. Lift an eye, bring that in, and just kind of squeeze it into the shank. Okay, now I'm going to do it on the other side. There you can see what it looks like. Again, right at the leading edge of that red silky fiber for the gill, put a little glue. Lift an eye. Bring it in. Okay. Give it a little squeeze. If you give this thing about maybe 20 minutes to dry, you can go fish on the beach right away. It's a really easy, small beach like bay sardine, or nothing particularly complicated about it at all, and really lightweight. That really good VMC hook. These are my favorite hooks, hands down, in the size, 1/0 and number 2. They're hard to find, but they're definitely worth looking up. They aren't terribly expensive, but they're not cheap either. The only hook that I really like better than this particular hook is the Owner fly liner, which tend to be very expensive. But these are crush proof. You don't have to worry about a redfish or a black drum sucking this thing down and bending the hell out of your hook. It's a good tough hook. Anyway, here's a quick bay anchovy. Okay.